to my channel. It's Christina at Homeschool and Grace, and today's video is another weekly update. This is for weeks 5 and 6. So I'm super excited to share with you what we did for weeks 5 and 6, and so let's get started. Okay, first of all, I thought I'd share with you, a life update, because that's, what's actually happening here at the Ellison home. Well, we have had sickness through our house forever, I feel like. I'm guessing there's a lot of you that are experiencing this. Lots of yucky colds and sicks and flus and yuckiness. So anyway, that's what we have going on at our house. So we are like farther ahead than the weeks that I'm sharing. So we just celebrated Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And are revving up for Christmas. So let me know where you're at so far with your school. Like, what week are you on? We're finishing up week 9, and we'll be hopping into week 10. I'm hoping to get to week 12 before the new year. We'll see if that can happen. That would be the farthest we've ever gotten before the new year. We are just like not always the best at getting a ton done, or past week 10 before the new year. What else is going on? We butchered some chickens and ducks with some friends from church. That was a lot of fun and just really neat. This guy that was part of it, the brother of the gal, he is a biology teacher, so he was taking each part of the duck out and explaining what it does, and then tying it into how God created ducks to be so amazing. And it was really cool. And then one of the ducks we butchered, there were eggs in it. And so it was neat to see how the eggs develop inside. How they're smaller and then get ready to be a duck or an egg ready to lay. So we'll be having roast duck for Christmas dinner. It's very Dickens, I think. So it'll be lots of fun. Okay, so let's actually get into the curriculum. So I have curriculum all around. I gotta decide. Okay, we're gonna start out with my oldest, 3. So we're doing 1850 to modern times with My Father's World. Okay, so weeks 5 and 6. I'm gonna start up at the top and work my way down, and I'll share with you what we did. Okay, so first of all, we were still working through Then Sings My Soul, and we listened to and read There Is a Balm in Gilead. I've never heard this song before. I'll be honest, I feel like it obviously didn't leave that much of an impression because I can't remember it. Oh, now that I look at it. Okay. So it talked about a lot of during the slave times, their songs, their, what did they call it? The spirituals. So a lot of them I do know, or I shouldn't say a lot. I know some of them, they talked about do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do Lord, oh do remember me. So that was talked about with this song, but I don't think I'd actually heard this song. There Is a Balm in Gilead. So anyway, it was fun to learn that one and hear about it. Okay, I'm going to change up a little bit because I'll go down here. So we learned about this one because we were reading about Courage to Run still. The girls are loving this book. It was so fantastic. It's a good book, and I think I shared this on the last video. It's a good book when they say one more chapter. So we read one more chapter. Okay, we also read A Young Person's Guide to Knowing God. We read about the forbidden path. Anyway, I am just really enjoying this book. I highly recommend it as a devotional to do with your kids or even by yourself. It's just very, very, very good. So excellent. Okay, we also read In God We Trust. We learned about Daniel Webster and Elijah Lovejoy. We read more. We learned about Frederick Douglass and Sojourner Truth. And we're liking this one as well. It gives good facts on, Christians' stories of faith in American history. So this is really good for just learning about, heroes of the faith, really is what it is. But there's not a Bible study with it. That's what I'm trying to say. We also did some times of prayer. Our memory verses, we did that as well. I've been having them. I print it out on paper with lines at the bottom, and then they copy it. And then they do the handwriting. So that's the handwriting part, and we try and make a tune to it so it's easier to memorize. And then we haven't done dictation with it, and I haven't been testing. I will get to that. I've not been super great about it. Okay, moving forward. So this one's going to be a little lighter because for weeks 5 and 6, it was on learning the capitals of the states. And I'm going to be honest, we didn't do it. I realized we needed to just practice more on memorizing the state names and locations. And so we just didn't do the capitals. I talked with my husband about it, who really is the principal here. And I told him, we're supposed to be working on the capitals. And I feel like we're kind of struggling still just getting all the states down. What do you think if we just use the week to practice the states and not worry about the capitals? And he said, don't worry about the capitals. He's like, I don't know the capitals. They don't need to know the capitals right now. So for our family, we have decided not to learn the capitals of the states right now, and we're okay with it. So don't, I think it's wonderful. Learn the capitals if you can do it. If you're not, it's okay. It's okay, because we're not doing it right now. We did a little bit in our American history book here. Oh, it is a big, heavy book. Okay, so let's see here. It was a big, huge chunk, so I think we just kind of looked through it. We didn't actually read it all, because it was so much. Yeah, it was like a whole chapter here. So we got, and it was really for book baskets. So we're learning about creating a new nation, and there was just a bunch to go with it, and lots of little, I shouldn't say little, but wars, the Declaration of Independence, and so that was all part of that. Okay, we also did a president. So we did James Buchanan, and they made their papers. We added in, and I think I shared this already, but we added in this book, Don't Know Much About the Presidents. This is a great one with short, easy little things on each president. So that always makes it fun. It's got little questions. We also did Minnesota, but I can't find their papers. But I got this book recently, so the 50 states. Don't know much about the 50 states because we were using this big book, the 50 states, which I've seen this recommended for the 50 states on lots of things, but okay, it's just a lot of information, okay? And I feel like I can't, I'm showing 5 kids this, and I just don't feel like it's the same as if we just use this with a few little facts about the 50 states. So Minnesota. Okay, so Minnesota, look at that. You can do that. I can do this. This is that's much more doable than 2 pages that are huge on Minnesota. It's a great book, a fun one to use as book basket, I think, for them to just kind of pull on the floor and look at, and maybe we say a few facts. This is way more up my alley. So we're using that now. Okay, I'm going to go back up. Well, no, wait. Okay, we're going to finish up everything they did together. Okay, so we did the U.S. History Cookbook. We learned about Louisiana. And I'll say we still haven't cooked anything from this. I know, we should. I wish I was that mom, but we just haven't yet. So let me know, have you cooked something from it? Did your kids really like it? We have not yet. But that's okay. Let's see. We also did Oregon. I didn't mention that, which is always exciting because, we live in Oregon. So we did do all the things on Oregon. Okay. So still what they did together. This would be my 4th grader and my 2nd grader. So for science, they learned about electrons, and so we put electrons together, and we made all the paper plates, and I forgot to grab them. I'm not going downstairs again, so just know we did it. We made it. We did it. So that was fun to learn about, and I think they even did stuff with M&Ms. I don't know if you saw, we made the elephant toothpaste. It's on my Instagram, which I'm not on super often, but I am sometimes. I'll post something for school that we've done. So we made the elephant toothpaste that's in the book, and it was a lot of fun, and it got way bigger than I was expecting. The kids had a lot of fun with it. We also learned about the periodic tables, so it's nice that there's a student sheet on the periodic tables. I forgot a book. Let me grab it. All about the periodic table. I found this. I think someone gave this to us, but it's an Usborne book. But it had a lot of little fun things. I'll be honest, I had meant to pull this out for Book Basket for the week that we learned about the periodic table, and I couldn't find it. And then, of course, like, we got to school the next day, or came upstairs, because that's where our schoolroom is, and I found the book in my, like, where it should have been. But I was like, surely it's not there. I can't find it. Where? So, anyway, there you go. That's a kind of fun one. Okay, we didn't do much in God in the History of Art, but we did do one day. I was pretty glad. So, God in the History of Art. We learned about Carl Bloch, and I pulled up some of his artwork online, so that kind of made it fun to look at. And they were supposed to do a picture of, I think they were supposed to draw Jairus' daughter, but that is not what my, whose book is this? Does not look like, oh, okay, this is my second grade, so that makes sense. That doesn't look like what it was supposed to be. So I think we were supposed to do that. Apparently I didn't check very well, but whatever. They did a little bit, okay? I think we listened to some of the Foster music, and I think that was it for their together stuff. So that, again, is my 7th grader, 4th grader, and 2nd grader all together. Okay, then for their separate stuff, I'll show some. So my 4th grader, I found this book on our bookshelf. It's The Drinking Gourd, and I thought it fit well with Courage to Run and all that, and learning about the Underground Railroad. So this is a easy reader little book to go along with that. Okay, she's still working through this. It's going so much better. I think she just wasn't ready in 2nd grade, so we're cruising through. We also worked on language lessons. Let's see here if anything stood out. We read a poem, and she learned about nouns. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. So that was for her language lessons. She was working through writing skills. She did her first little paper that she had to write up with it. She wrote about cats, and she's doing well through this. It's definitely like pushing her, but I think it's a good thing. So we're going to keep pushing a little through that. My 2nd grader is still working through her language lessons, and she learned a poem, and she had to do copy work with it. So that was good practicing writing, and I like to use for her, okay, I get these, lined paper from, I got this from Rod and Staff. I got it at their homeschool conference. I bought it from there, and it's really nice because they have like whole pads, and it gives like the 1/2 inch, an inch, 2 inches. Anyways, they have all different sizes for what you need. So she's been working through that. She's still working on her reading and math. Okay, next, for my oldest, she's working through basics for communicating effectively. I'm going to say I am learning a lot with her doing this. It's not her favorite. And I do sit down with her and we work through it together so I can immediately correct if I'm seeing an error, because I've noticed if I don't correct immediately, we have issues. So she learned about the functions of a sentence, about fragmented sentences and run-on sentences, simple and compound sentences. So she's working through it. It's not our favorite. I know I've heard a lot of people struggle through this one. We're chugging along, and I really find that if we do it together, it's not as tedious, because I'm right there with her, kind of like holding her hand through it. But it works. So that's how we're doing it. Okay. I think that was it. Oh, no. I missed a book. We're still reading through Farmer Boy. So this is a really great book. It's our second time reading through it. I read it with my oldest when she was in second grade, and so now it's like we're coming back around, which has been really fun for my younger ones to hear it again, because a lot of them had forgotten it. They didn't know, and so we're really liking this one. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Oh, one more thing. So we didn't do this for weeks 5 and 6, but my second grader is loving this. U.S. Facts and Fun by Evan Moore. I thought about doing a flip through review of this. If you would be interested in that, let me know below and I'll work on that video. Because I always like to share the books that we just really, really like. So, okay, I think that was it. There you go. 1850 to modern time. On to my kindergartner. Except I'm saying it this way. On to my kindergartner. So God's creation from A to Z. So she learned about leaves and about apples. So I'll be honest, I was really terrible about a lot of the art for these weeks with the leaf art and the apple. We did a lot with the apples. The leaf, we just didn't get it done. Which I thought might be encouraging for you guys. I don't get it all done. I try to do what we can, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And there was a lot about talking about a leaf and watching it die from the plant, which is a great analogy of, when we're away from the Lord. And I would just be like, okay, what would happen if we had a dead leaf? Or a leaf not attached to the plant? Would the leaf die? Because I didn't even want to go outside to get a leaf because, I don't know, maybe I was being a little lazy. I don't know. That was just where I was at. I will share with you what we did, though, that week. I got a lot of artwork, so I'm just going to show through. So she did make some leaves. Again, I pulled up Art for Kids Hub, making leaves. We did this. Okay, this is for Apple Week. We did apple art. So see, I do fun things. Okay, again, for apple art, we did the little apple tree, I guess, with her hand. And this was do-a-dots. That's how we made our apples. And then, again, Art for Kids Hub. This was her little... Isn't that funny? This one's like... I just think it was so funny how she did it. Anyways, we did the apples and the worm. She had a lot of fun with that. Okay, we did do a lot of her, these things. And more apple stuff. We didn't count seeds or anything like that. We didn't do a leaf rubbing. We didn't do a paint to leaf outline. Okay, so we didn't do a lot of the art for the Leaf Week. I had put on here to read Leaf Man book. We didn't do that. But we did read A Tree is Nice. So there you go. We read that one. For Apple Week, we did How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World. We did... Okay, so see... There's some weeks that you do a lot and some weeks you don't. So look at all these books I found on apples. So we did the apple book. I like these little scholastic ones because they're nice and just simple little pictures. And then they'll have little fun facts for the kiddos. And it's simple. So we did that one. This one, A Day at the Apple Orchard. It's had a lot more stuff to it. And then we did the Apple Farm. Again, a nice little simple one. I like the little simple ones sometimes. There you go. So we did that. We also did, so we learned about apples and leaves and the different shapes and matching the shapes to the leaves. So that was fun for her. We didn't do the apple graph because I didn't have apples. We didn't make applesauce, but I bought applesauce, so that was yummy. We did the apple tree craft, and we did all the Bible, and we would sing the little any poems or something. We do that every day. She learned about love, because let's see, Leaf was I will live and grow in Jesus, and then for Apple Weeks, if I stay in Jesus, I will have much fruit. So kind of about the fruits of the Spirit, but in a way not, because it was we will do the fruits of the Spirit at the end of the year. So that was for that. Well, actually, no. Okay. So I wanted to share this. So we play a little game to practice the names of the letters. So I'll say the last time I taught this, I think I forgot to actually still teach the names of the letters. I was so focused on teaching the sounds. And so I think one of my kiddos struggled with knowing the names of the letters. She only knew the sounds, which is good, but you still need to know the names of them. And so I've been much more diligent to play a game where we take the little blue letter cards and we flip them over, and then they have to find it on here, and they've got little I use like little token things, see through, and they move it around, and they have to say the name of the letter, and then like I'll let a sister come and play, and so they're both playing and going against each other, and if they both get the same letter, they get to knock each other off the letters. Anyway, it's been fun for them. They really like that game. And it's an easy way to teach letter names. That's what we're working on, along with the sounds. But she really has her sounds down. She struggles with the names of the letters if they're just like alone. She wants to just say the sounds still. So that was kindergarten. Okay, moving on. For my preschooler, all aboard the animal train. We're just slowly chugging along. Okay, so she has made it to Panda Week. So we did like the little panda bear. She did the panda bear poem. Okay, here's her little unit poster. And so I let her use the blue do-a-dot, and she kind of like scribbled with it. That was fun. And then we went on the blue color hunt. I have these cards. I've shared them before. They're SRA. They've been given to us. I've tried to find them. I've only been able to find them on eBay. So if you're interested, they're on eBay. Maybe. They were at the time last time I looked. And then this, we hang up each of the colors. So blue. Again, I have no idea. This was given to us. I don't know what it's from. Okay. So we color she learned about politeness. And so because her verse is respect everyone, so it's about being polite. And so the story we learned about is God sends special food. I don't remember how that ties into politeness. Somehow it does, but I can't remember how. So we did that, and I'll show you. Okay, just a minute. That coloring page is not in the curriculum. So I get that from this. It's a big book of coloring pages with Bible stories. This used to be like an optional buy or activity extra thing you could buy through My Father's World. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't looked recently, but it might still be there. If not, I got this on Amazon, and it's nice because it has a little story on the back. So if you want to like really get that story into their little brains, I have in the past. So I'll read it from here, Bible storybook, and then as they're coloring, I'll read it again from in here, but then as we read along again in here, I'll point to like, oh, where's, the people with the manna? Where's the manna? And they'll color the manna now, or color, the people, or color the desert, We'll do it that way. So it kind of helps to just solidify that story. And one more thing I'd like to add in, and I've showed this so many times, but I love this little nursery rhyme book. Bible story book, and it's got the manna story. So bread from heaven. Oh, here's no, I want this one. So they were angry, and then the Lord sent bread from heaven for them, and they said, thank you, thank you. Maybe that was the politeness, saying thank you. Okay, like I said, we did this. Okay, we also read Dinner at the Panda Palace. I think this is still part of the curriculum. I know some of these books are no longer, but I think that one still is. First Virtues, of course, we read. The Margaret Wise Brown Treasury, we read 2 stories in here. Oh yeah, Around the World We Go. So you had to look for the pandas. So there's not much on pandas in this one, but they're there a little bit. Okay, we also added in animals should definitely not act like people. So this is a funny one. There's another one that animals should not wear clothing. It doesn't have a panda, but it's by the same people, and it's the same funny little idea. because it would be preposterous for a panda to snuggle with a panda bear, and just funny little things. This is always a funny one to read. We also did, I've got this one from Usborne, Kane Miller. I think it was Usborne. Sound like a broken record. Okay, so life size. This is a fun one to add in. Everything is like what the actual size is. So like their polar bear paws and elephant's toes and a hummingbird. Let's see if I can find a panda.
2 hours later.
Oh. It's on the back of the book. I'm like, why am I not seeing this? I remember reading it. Okay, so it's on the back. Did you know you were just face to face with a life-size giant panda whose nose is the biggest? Whose nose is the biggest? The panda's or yours? Whose nose is the biggest? Come on a life-size adventure and see how you measure up against some of the smallest and largest animals in the world. So, the panda's just on the cover. If you can even hear me. It's just on the cover, but it's still a fun book. Because you can use it too for like Tiger Week. Look at that. You can look like you're roaring. Kid can look like they're roaring. When you learn about kangaroos for kindergarten, there's kangaroos. Where'd it go? Look at, there's kangaroo ears. Read them down. Yes. I'm talking about your book.
I know.
Okay.
But I almost sat down on there, but I moved it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, lots of fun stuff to do with that book. So you'll want to do that. We also made blue Play-Doh, didn't we? Yeah. She's visiting right now. Okay, go on out. Almost done. Okay, and then we did Down by the Station. It's one of our songs. Okay, so we did Down by the Station. Again, I have these little cards that were given to us. It's part of Lakeshore, little music cards. I don't know. But it had Down by the Station, then gives some of the song, the lyrics from it. So we have this up on her desk. Let's see. I think that was it. She did a number card. We did that as well. I'm not sure where I put it, but it's safe. Okay, so that was weeks 5 and 6 of school. So a lot of fun stuff. I wanted to share with you too, if you're still here, a fun new purchase I got from Amazon. These are the Arteza dry erase markers. I bought a box of 52. Yes, I know that's a lot, but these somehow have little feet and they walk away, and I can't find them when I need them, and it drives me crazy. So I bought a big box. This should last us more than a year. I mean, come on, 52. It better. So that was a fun new purchase, and I love all the colors, and it's cool because they like click in to here, so I can like click them in. So the girls, hopefully they'll stay in here. We'll see though, because we use them on 2 floors, so we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope this video was helpful for you in your own homeschooling. You know, this is just what we do at our home. I hope that your homeschooling is fitting into how you guys do it at your home and fits in well. So don't try and mimic everything I do. This is just to be informative and give you ideas and just encourage you that you can homeschool too, even when it feels like it feels and it looks too hard. It's not. Anyone can do this. So, all right. Thank you again for stopping by, and I hope to see you at the next video. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.